welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I'm going to be giving you guys out there on YouTube nearly all my fishing tips over the last few years. Here's one I'm pretty sure you won't have been using. I've decided to pile all my secret fishing tips out there to help other people catch fish. And I'm sure it'll work. It works for me. I can do no more than go out with a camera and try and put on the film that which I'm using and show that which I'm catching. It's called high stack pike fishing. Let's get down on the River Thames, and there's a man down there who's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, so now what I'm talking about is this. This is a beach tripod. This is just called a storm tripod. It's what we use beach fishing, but I want to get it up high. The reason being, if there's wind, you've got to work out which way the wind's blowing. It keeps, off of the wind, down the wind. You can keep altering this, move around either a lake or a river, wherever you want. But we're here on the Thames. Now, it's ideal for here, because when you look up and down here, it's absolutely, it's pretty barren and featureless. Obviously there's features down on the bottom, but I don't know what's on there. So I want to be able to cover the ground, but this way I can use the current out there, and I can use what wind there is, and there's quite a bit of wind today. So basically what you're doing is you're casting out, let one of these lines start to come around, the float to come around with the bait, the sprat on the bottom of it. When it gets about 20 feet away, you cast your other one out. Now you can rotate those and use different distances. You can also go up and down with your depth. I've got a sliding float, you can stop it with a stop knot. In my case here, I've only got it about 7 feet, so I've actually got just a split shot there. I don't know if you can see that. Just got a BB shot there just to hold it, to stop the float going up too far. Otherwise, just keep going and going, and the line would just, sprat would just lay on the bottom, and the float will pull under. So this is what I'm going to do. I've chucked one out here now, and you can see there, it's already come around in the current. It's come around into the margins there. Just zoom in on the float there, you can see where it is, and that was cast straight out. So I'm going to cast this one out, straight out. And it won't take more than 4 or 5 minutes, and it's going to have covered the distance from there to there. But more important, it keeps that line up out of the current. Let's get him out. Right out in the middle of the river. Now if I put my rod top down like this, like most rod rests are down in the water like this, I've got all that current pushing on a big belly, and it's going to drag it too fast through the swim. This way, I put it up in the tripod. I can either, if I've got a bait runner, put the bait runner on, or just undo the drag and put it in these cups. I'll show you what they look like. Yeah, they've got little cups down here, and you've got a little support up the top here. Okay, so I've got a left and a right hand one. All I do, when this one comes round, I can bring it in the cast again, or better, what I'm going to be doing here is I can twitch these floats one after the other. Now I can't work both rods together, can I? Yeah, I almost can, because I can just rotate the handles of the reels like this. I just turn them, give them a little light turn, it just tweaks that float, keeps the bait on the move. Just every once in a while, it's almost like twitching a sprat through the water with a float. So just think of that. And these rod rests, incidentally, we're not selling them, but they got adjusters here. You can go up and down. So look, I can lower the whole system right down, or if I want it really high, I can push it. Let's get it right up there. Lock it off with your little locking nuts there. And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if this catches on and people use it carp fishing, because you can keep your line tight way out there, a long way up out the water. Doesn't spook the fish because they're not hitting the line all the time, and you can probably still fish tight to the rod. That's the principle of it. Are we going to catch any fish? I don't know. We've never fished here in our life before, but we're going to leapfrog our way along. Mike's going to go for the perch, and then I'm going to go move this rod rest along and work along the whole bank.
The important thing to do is to keep twitching that bait, either using the rod top or by turning the reel handle. And this is easy once you've got the rod setup into that high rod rest. Give them a move every now and then. Obviously you're standing watching so you see the floats go, or you should do. There's no buzzers involved, it's nice and pleasant. But while I was working away the pike rods, Mike was further up the river having to go for perch with his drop shot. The next thing I hear is a shout from up the river. Yes, he's got a fish on.
So you got one on, Mike, yeah? Ah, just gonna look at that on a drop shot. That is, it's only a little jack pike, but we'll get him unhooked.
Yeah.
We'll get him unhooked and then we'll show him to the camera. Look at that. Absolutely, he's lip hooked that. This is actually 15 pound fluorocarbon anyway. Not that a pike wouldn't bite through that, but I'm not targeting pike. I'm targeting perch, and this can happen accidentally. So luckily I landed this fish.
Nice accident.
Yeah, happy accident. I didn't blank. He's just, I don't want to get bitten, but he's just barely hooked there. There we go.
Got him out.
Yeah, there we go. Little, fine little autumnal pike that hopefully grows into a monster. And it's saved the blanks. That's 2 pike today we've had.
Exactly, yeah, that mobile business is
Yeah, you've got to
off.
keep moving, got to keep roving.
It's quite thin. I don't know, we haven't found the bait fish or anything yet, have we?
No.
It's just been picking up...
No, I've had 1 small perch, that's it. It's very bare, but it's a case of moving around and finding the fish, to be honest. We've been moving quite a bit up this this stretch of the river. But
we've gone from the open stretch. As soon as we found that bit of features, it's made the difference.
yeah, 100%. All those snags. Back we go. Guys, I can't believe this myself. We have boats here. It's like Henley Regatta here, up and down, up and down. I just lobbed the sprat on the float, right on the bow of the boat, just thought, what's going to happen? I looked around, there's no float. I thought, oh no, the boat's got it. No, I think the pike's got it. I've no idea what size it is. Could be a little one that'll come off. I'm going to wind down and whack it, if he's still got it. There he is, there's a float on the surface, look. It's absolutely going upstream. He's just sunk the float. He's just sunk the float.
Could be a biggie, he's going upstream like that.
Just give him a...
Fish on?
It's a fish on. But
Watch
I've
out,
got
Rose.
a huge number of snags, and here's our problem with the road.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't go in the snag. He's right by the snags. Have to haul arse on him a bit. Oh, nice fish.
Woo!
Nice fish. Yeah, look at that. You can't believe it, right in the boat's wake. There's a sprat in his mouth. Or was. What I do. There we go, guys. Pair of forceps. Mike's let me his little short ones because the hook is just literally pop it. I actually got a little treble in there and a single for holding it. Don't drop it in the net. And there we go, a Thames pike. No monster, but I'll tell you what, I'm almost shocked that fish must have been 4 feet from where a huge cabin cruiser was going through. Just goes to show you, perch and pike in the winter is a way to go. In fact, it's too high for me to drop him in there, so put him in with a net, just let him recover. There he goes, let him release. Well, I'm in shock, and by the smell of things, public towpath, I've trod in something that Godzilla's left. That reeks. I love dogs. Well, I do really, but not on my boots.
We decided to hit another lake. Not on the same day, no, even I can't fish more than 24 hours a day. We thought we'd try high stack fishing somewhere else. Would it work? Well, let's take a look.
Like I'm on 15-pound line here, so I wouldn't really want to use much less than 12 piking. I don't think you should do. I like to use perhaps 12 for lure fishing and 15 for bait fishing. Generally I would say overall, throughout Britain, you would get a bigger fish on the dead baits, tend to be. Regular fixed ball reel. The rod is just a 2 1/4 pound test curve. I think it's an old Ryobi one, best part 30 years old. Use it for carp and obviously pike. Not my favourite pike rod, but being long, it's I think this one's a 12 footer. 12 foot, high grade carbon. That sounds impressive, doesn't it? I'm well impressed with that. Extra length gives you an extra bit of flick there to get that bait further out, and that's the idea of it. Let's get this one out, and now this time I'm going to put this one across the wind that way. The wind is now coming in my face. It's going to kill off any cast this way, so I'm going to try and put a little bit of a right hand in it. I think I just had another pickup. I'm leaning up high here and the wind's put a big belly in the line, just dragging it around. I've been tweaking it like I mentioned to you before, and I've got to be honest with you guys, I didn't see the float go. Just looking away, look back, where's the float gone? I think it's drifted right in here underneath, and I'm just about to see if there's a customer on the other end. And there's not. There you go. That's weed on the end of that, I think. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, guys. It wasn't. Look at the teeth marks. Can you see those in the light there? Look. Little cut marks there. Not that one. That's where the sardine breaks up. But that is a definite take. So the best thing to do there, I don't think that fish felt me at all, is to drop it back and see if he takes it again. I'm glad I use a high stack fish. I'm actually using the camera tripod, can you believe? And I've got a fish on here, pike on here, it's not a big one. He's mullered a sardine. Try and get it right down here if I can. There he is, you can see him in the water there. Tempted just to ease him in and lift him, because if I get that other hook there, you can see a hook, a nightmare, a treble's in here. So what you can do, if you've got a nice gap and you're willing to take the risk, just try and ease that in, because I can see the other hooks hanging just outside. Don't you can see that? Is he going to thrash? Very, very slowly, very carefully. And always watch out for those loose hooks. Now look, just hanging. Just hanging there. There we go, guys. That works. I've got one hook here, and I've got one there which I'm going to get out. Might even be able to get it out with my fingers, to be honest. Let's get hold of the fish properly. Do you know, never be frightened of pike, but be frightened of hooks if they thrash. Get a good grip. And that's what I've got there. A big hook, watch. That should come straight out. He says, hopefully. There you go. That's why I don't like using trebles anymore. Of course I've used them. High stack fishing, I love it. You've got to try and give it a go. Look at the markings on that fish. May not even have been caught before.
Not a huge one, but it's probably a little bit bigger than yours. It's quite a nice one actually. Just hooked in the lip there. And they took a sardine. Lovely clear water, but lots of energy this one. Look at him in the water there. What a lovely fish. Let's get the net.
Well, after the success of 2 trips, I went off on my own and thought, would it be third time lucky? In the words of Clint Eastwood's famous film, did I use 2 sardines or 3? You gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Nah, I didn't feel lucky at all.
Well, people, I've come to Sandhurst Fishery. It's a carp lake, big carp water really. Not really, I'm sure they agree with me, it's not known for its pike. It has got some good pike in it, but it's known as big carp water. But I'll come here and finish off my film about high stack fishing. I got nothing to high stack. I went beach fishing the other day down to West Somerset. Used those tripods, put them on the wrong side of the garage because I do all round fishing. I can be shark fishing, beach fishing, fly fishing. Makes no difference to me, it's all fishing. So my tackle tends to be jumbled up. Now I've got no tripod, so I'm going to have to utilise what I can to keep it up off the water. I'm going to use a wonderful new deck chair, fully patented, repaired, and very unlikely to get stolen. Might just get me out of trouble. I'll show you.
And there we go. I'm sure nobody's ever seen a fishing rod rest setup like this, but it's the perfect angle, not quite as high as my high stack rods, but it's doing the same principle. I can still work one rod then the other rod, and the reels keep them clear, and obviously being floats on there, I don't have to worry about buzzers or anything like that, because I can just strike straight away when the float goes. Did it go? No. But what I have noticed is there's some birds moving around the other side a bit, and they're diving birds, they're grebes. I've seen a couple of bits of movements there, but very windy on the other side. And I've got some braid here from a beach reel that I'm using because I thought I'd get a bit of extra distance. And unfortunately it's a floating braid, so it's bad news in that position, it's too windy. So what I've done is to come around the other side, and sort of thought about where I was fishing around there, and I thought, well, without that high stack, really high rod rest, it's going to get too much wind. So I've come around the other side, a little bit sheltered here, but on the edge of the wind, and I've seen some grebes diving. And if they're diving, they're looking for little small fish like this. If there's small fish around, chances are there just might be a pike. I've got no choice but to make do with what I've got. So there I am, all set up. What do I get? A take. I hook the fish, it leaps and dives straight into a bush. Guys, I got him out. I was really lucky there. Unbelievably lucky. He's just down here. Not a big fish. Wow. Did you see that pike behind it? Really big pike behind it. Hang on a second. Oh, big fish behind it. Big fish behind it. Oh no, please don't let me get any swans. I'm going to crank the other bait in. I'm just going to leave the other bait there. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. I've got a double hook up. God. I tell you, it's all blur. It's all a cluster. He broiled it right after it. That's the first time I've had a double like that for I can't tell you how many years. Oh, bigger fish. Oh, Jesus. I've got two bites. No, oh, this right hand one's a big fish. This right hand one could be a double. Got two on at the same time. What else do I do? Not back in this way again, buddy. Not back in this way. There's the picture, guys. Two at once. Let's get the big one first. Oh, that's what I call totally awesome. Two in the net at once. Now I need two mats. Hope I don't break a rod. Oh man. Just happened to see this one home in on the other one. Hook's out there. I'll tell you what else I noticed, guys. Although I've moved, look at the belly on this. Sometimes you can feel fish in there. I feel those two have definitely been feeding. There could be some bait and fry in here, which I saw from around the other side. Wow, what a session. Definitely, that was the first one. I was lucky to get it out the snag. More important was this puppy. That one there is a nice pike. Do you know what? I think I'm going to stay here. A bit more high stack bite fishing, a little bit more of that twitching. There we go, people, one last look. That's the first one. I'm going to lay him here. Just let him relax on his own. We'll just merge in the back. Here comes the other puppy. Put them side by side. What a pair. The big one's going to go first. Big one's going out there.
There's the other guy. And just look how he camouflages in amongst that weed. Just let him get his breath back. Check the gills are going. Just give him a little bit of a shove out. He's gone. There he goes. Yes, that really was a case of me going from 0 to hero for one move. Where's my sprats? So what was that? Catching pike 2 at a time? Netting them 2 at a time? I mean, there's lucky and there's lucky. But listen, anything can happen on the Totally Awesome show. I was down to my last 3 sprats though. Guys, I've got another fish on. Took it in close. Twitching and twitching it, took it really close. Don't think it's a big fish. And after catching thousands of pike over 50 years fishing, this man just said he doesn't think it's a big fish. Whatever. What the hell is it? Jesus, it's really big. Oh, look at this fish. I can't believe the size of it. I thought it was about 2 pounds. Thank God it's not frightening me. Let's get my victory out of the way. This is a really nice pike. I'll get it in. Come on. Oh. 3 sprats left, people. That's all I've got. It's a seriously big, totally awesome lump. For me anyway. My God, what a method. I mustn't invent any more methods, folks. Wow, leeches all over. Let me show you the leeches. It's thin. Fish got to be close to a 20 if it was in condition. There we go. It's got a funny, if you can see that there, like a sort of gold or orange tinge to it. The head is a big fish. Look at the jaws on that. Do you know what? It didn't scrap and I don't care. I don't know what that fish goes. Even there could be 16, 17 pounds. It's a nice fish. In condition, with a gut on it. Got to be 22-ish, 21, 22. What a result, people. Totally awesome strikes again. That is a big pike, even by my standards. It's still coming, and it's thin. Look at the head on it. Let's get him in there. Get him recovered. Oh man, no recovery, gone straight away. Totally awesome. Well guys, really pleased with that last fish. Shows you high stack fishing does work. Another tip for you there. Another technique worth trying. It's blowing up, it's pretty horrible here now. It doesn't look it with the camera because it's like a low lux intensity filter on this camera, so it almost looks like daylight. I mean, even I'm looking at my my monitor there and it looks like daylight, but trust me, it's not. It's nasty, mucky, bit drizzly. Am I worried? No. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Hope you got some tips there. Hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and tell others about it. The greatest fishing show on YouTube. See you again.